Hey, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over why you should or shouldn't move to Castro Valley. I'll give you some reasons. I'll go over some neighborhoods and some crime stats and an overview of the changes that's happening in Castro Valley. If we haven't met yet, my name is Mac Rogers. I'm a real estate broker here in the East Bay. Welcome to the channel. I do videos like this that feature cities around the East Bay and things that you can do. I also do market update videos primarily about the Bay Area and more specifically here in the East Bay. If you're thinking of buying or selling real estate, give us a call, a text, or an email. We would love to help you out. On with the video. Castro Valley is probably one of the East Bay's most underrated suburbs to live in. Why do I say this? Well, primarily because I still meet a lot of people from the Bay Area that doesn't know where Castro Valley is. This is not the Castro district in San Francisco, and definitely not Castroville, the artichoke capital of the world. Castro Valley is considered a suburb of Oakland, located about 27 miles east of San Francisco and about 32 miles north of San Jose. Castro Valley, for that matter, is fairly centrally located, right smack in the middle of the Bay Area. Here's another plus. If you're into wines, Napa Valley is only an hour away. Plus, we actually have our own several wineries here as well. And Livermore Valley, which has become a wine destination, is less than 20 minutes away. So, you don't have to travel far if you like wine. Let's talk about airports. Castro Valley is conveniently located to 3 international airports. Oakland Airport, which is the closest one. Then you have San Francisco, the biggest and pretty much the most international flights. And by the way, you can get to these 2 airports via BART. Pretty convenient if you ask me. Last one but not least is San Jose Airport. You can still take BART to San Jose, but it would require you transferring or getting out of the BART system, unlike Oakland and SFO. Speaking of BART, the Bay Area subway system, if you will, BART nowadays will take you pretty much everywhere around the immediate Bay Area. Just like I mentioned, it goes to San Jose down south, all the way around to Millbrae and SFO around the peninsula, the Delta, or the East County area. Freeway access-wise, this is kind of, to me at least, is one of the negative side. The main freeway is 580, and if you know anything about 580, it's horrendous, especially when you're coming from 238. With so many people going to Tracy, Mountain House, Patterson, Modesto, Stockton, you name it, you can be assured that you will be stuck in freeway traffic on the 580 during rush hour. So when we talk about location, like I mentioned, it's pretty spot on, right in the center. And so location-wise, it's actually a great place to live. Let's talk about neighborhoods. This is kind of a sensitive area when it comes to the Department of Real Estate. If I tell you my favorites, it can be construed as steering. Steering in real estate literally means just that. I'm steering you to a specific neighborhood because of certain characteristics that you might have. Forget the fact that I don't know you, I don't know where you are, I don't know where you come from. So let's just say this, to be able to give you still some type of information that would not be deemed steering, I'm going to review a list that I found on the internet about neighborhoods in Castro Valley. This list is from the East Bay Property Management Company. They have a list of 6 neighborhoods that they feature. By no means is this an extensive list. In fact, all the neighborhoods that they talk about are in the 94552 zip code only. We have another zip code 94546. They have it numbered from 1 to 6, but I don't know if this is some type of ranking or just a list. Anyway, let's go down with it. The first one on the list, 5 Canyons. This is what they had to say about 5 Canyons. 5 Canyons is the best neighborhood for those who want a nearby recreation center with lots of amenities. The recreation center has pools, a jacuzzi, basketball and tennis courts, and a playground your kids will love. There is a wide variety of housing options, including recently constructed condominiums and single-family homes. 5 Canyons has an exclusive feel with 300 acres of open spaces and a stretch of walking trails. There's plenty of entry and exit points into the neighborhood, which helps to ease up traffic. My comments on this, I think what they are saying is pretty spot on. I have a lot of clients that live in 5 Canyons. They love the area. We even considered moving there at one point. The rec center is great. The trails that they have can take you all the way to Guerin Park. Although one thing I should say about the trails is they're not all connected, meaning sometimes you have to cross the street to get to the other side of the trail, but no big deal. They also have storage for your RV or boat that is located within the community. Also good, like they mentioned, is the entry and exit points. You can certainly go around the back should your normal route be clogged with traffic. Lots of choices when it comes to the type of housing, from condos to your mini mansions. Parking can be a pain when you are looking into certain neighborhoods like Abbeywood or the condos and townhomes. The streets are narrow, and in the case of Abbeywood, you can only park on one side of the street. Another thing to keep in mind is that there are, I think, like 3 neighborhoods that are in the Five Canyons area, but they are not part of the Five Canyons HOA, which means no access to the clubhouse and the rec center. And speaking of HOA, some areas have 2 HOAs, the big Five Canyons HOA and one that is specific to your neighborhood HOA. One more thing, this one is not really in Five Canyons, but worth noting. If you're a golfer, Stonebray Country Club is close by. Private membership, by the way. Next up is Palomares Hills. Here's what they say about it. With quality homes built between the mid-80s and the late 90s, Palomares Hills is an attractive neighborhood. Similar to Five Canyons, residents have access to a recreation center that comes with a pool, jacuzzi, baseball fields, tennis courts, basketball courts, and a playground. There's also a park in the neighborhood where you can hang out and grill on the weekends and holidays. If you're an outdoor enthusiast, you'll enjoy the trails that Palomares Hills has. There is a high level of community engagement here and a lot of social groups and events in the neighborhood. There is also a top school nearby called Jensen Ranch School for families with kids to enjoy. I only want to add a couple of things. The first one, Palomares Hills is different from Palomares Road. Palomares Hills is the subdivision, while the road, which is actually not in Palomares Hills, is more of a rural area. The second one, there's only one entrance and exit to Palomares Hills. I've never heard of it becoming a problem, but just an FYI. The third one, it's really kind of like Five Canyons, just an older version of it. More houses are older in Palomares Hills. Number 4, not that any of the neighborhoods that I'm reviewing here can be considered walking or walkable neighborhoods, but Palomares Hills is the furthest subdivision of all the ones that I'm going to be talking about. So if you're going to the village or going shopping, that's very far. I'm going to skip over number 3 on their list because I want to combine that with number 5 later. Let's go with Jensen Road next. Here's what they say about Jensen Road. If you want a customized home, then Jensen Road is the best neighborhood for you. The properties have large lots and incredible canyon views depending on your location. Similar to Briar Ridge, this neighborhood doesn't offer a recreation center or amenities. The Jensen Road neighborhood has narrow roads and tends to have a more rural feel compared to other neighborhoods in Castro Valley. The styles and architecture of homes here are non-standard and non-uniform, so they appeal to a variety of different people. Okay, my thoughts on this, starting here with kind of something that's the obvious. The entrance, there's only one entrance also to Jensen Road. For the type of homes that they have there, mostly custom homes, that entrance doesn't do anything for me. It's kind of like blah. It's not like when you go to Five Canyons, Palomares, or the other communities on this list. Also, like they described it, the roads are narrow and I would add sometimes hard to drive at night. Not all the houses are custom mansions. There are some that are, shall we say, modest and not updated. Lots of the houses also are gated or behind a gated community. Here's one tidbit for you though. If you ride your bike all the way to the end, you actually end up in Palomares Hills. There's a small trail that links you to that subdivision. Okay, moving on to number 3 and number 5 on their list, Briar and Green Ridge. Like I said, I'll combine these two into one. Now, before you guys that live in these areas go all nuts and for me, just doing that, combining these two, I'm combining them mainly because geographically they're in the same location. Here's what they say about Briar. Briar Ridge neighborhood stands out with refreshing mountain vibe. The neighborhood has a relaxed and laid-back atmosphere with beautiful views and well-maintained properties. Briar Ridge features single-family homes as well as 2- and 3-bedroom townhouse with enclosed garages. The downside of Briar Ridge is that there are fewer amenities than other neighborhoods. Here's what they say about Green Ridge. Similar to Briar Ridge, Green Ridge has single-family homes. Eichler Homes is one of the most popular over here. Eichlers are built with an emphasis on modern design. They feature open concepts, contemporary vibes, floor-to-ceiling windows, concrete slab floors, and large area rooms. With large-sized lots, the Green Ridge neighborhood is striking. The neighborhood also has a spectacular view and a lot of green space. Okay, my thoughts on these two neighborhoods. Like I already said, geographically, they're located in the same area and are very close to each other and interconnected. They do have separate entrances. Briar isn't at Cull Canyon and Green Ridge is over in Crow Canyon. Number two, no amenities like a pool or a rec center. I think that's not really a big deal. They do have Green Ridge Park, which is one of my favorite parks. It's got beautiful views and tucked away all the way at the top, so mostly only the neighbors know about it. Number three, the biggest difference are the Eichler homes. They're pretty sought after by some home buyers, while some don't really care for them. I sometimes like them and sometimes not. Really depends on how the remodel has been done. Also, on that note, there are architectural restrictions when you remodel an Eichler home, in case you didn't know. Okay, for the last one on their list is Columbia. Here's what they say. The Columbia neighborhood features a combination of well-kept amenities and parks. It offers open spaces, rich views, bay views, and a network of walking trails. The houses here were built back in the 70s and typically have 3 to 5 bedrooms. In Columbia, all the houses are single-family detached, in contrast to Five Canyons and Palomares. If you appreciate having nearby amenities, then you'll love the kiddie pools, jacuzzi, and basketball courts are also available here. Cull Canyon Park is also in the neighborhood, which includes beach access. This is why Columbia neighborhood property prices can be more expensive than other neighborhoods in Castro Valley. A couple of things about Columbia. Number one, also one entrance and exit. This tends to get a lot of traffic during long weekend summer months when Cull Canyon Park is packed with people going to the beach, which is such an overreach if you ask me. It's a lot of sand and a small body of water. Number two, yeah, only single-family detached homes over here, which is kind of nice because especially nowadays, there are no new construction or no new subdivision like this one anymore. Now, those are the 6 neighborhoods that the East Bay Property Management covered on their website. There's certainly a lot more neighborhoods than that. If you have any questions about these or any other neighborhoods in Castro Valley, call me and I'll help you out. For me, it comes down to budget and taste. I didn't talk about home prices in these areas because they pretty much range from expensive to holy crap, I didn't know it could get that expensive here in Castro Valley. Let's talk about schools. Whether you have kids, planning to have kids, or no kids, don't like kids, we all know that a good school system is great for home values. And luckily, schools in Castro Valley are pretty good. I'll put a link in the description below to the Castro Valley Unified School District website as well as greatschools.org. These are 2 great resources if this is something that's important to you. Let's talk about shopping. Castro Valley is a small town, and so there's no big shopping area or district, if you will, kind of like Pleasanton, San Ramon, or even Dublin, which to me is kind of nice because it still gives you that small town feel. In fact, I think we should get rid of Ross and TJ Maxx over by the Village. It seems off to have those 2 big stores over there. In the past several years, places like Lake Chabot Market, the Castro Valley Marketplace have opened up and has given us more variety in terms of food places. The marketplace has been pretty popular with both locals and non-locals. There are lots of good things in there. I've done a couple of videos about the marketplace so you can check them out. The thing I don't like about this shopping is that it's kind of disjointed, if you will. You have the Village, you have the marketplace in downtown, then you have other places scattered all over Castro Valley like the Lake Chabot Marketplace, the 580 Center, and several other strip malls or places all around Castro Valley. It would have been nice if all of them was right smack in the Village area or that particular area in general. And pharmacy, good grief! How many pharmacies does a town need? We have Walgreens, we have Rite Aid, we have CVS. I don't know how these places make money. Okay, the one last thing I want to touch upon, and many people ask me as well, is crime. For this, we will look at Neighborhoodscout.com. These data are not that updated, meaning it could be at least several years old. I'll put a link in the description below so you can check them out as well. According to Neighborhoodscout.com, Castro Valley has a crime index of 45 out of 100, 100 being the safest. They said that compared to California, you are less likely to be a victim of a violent crime here. To me, it seems like the 45 index is too low, but that's what their calculations are saying. I mean, I'd say it's a pretty safe neighborhood or town in general. Yes, there are crimes happening here just like any other town or city of this size in a metro area, but I don't feel unsafe here at all. Again, I'll put a link in the description below so you can check it out directly. So that's Castro Valley in a nutshell. If you want to know more about other neighborhoods or other houses or places or things to do, comment below and I'll help you out. I think it's safe to say that the diversity of neighborhoods around here, you can find what you want. Again, it all depends on budget and obviously what you're looking for. Thanks for watching.